case.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't recommend.
But they open. They know
Yeah.
people are interested. in it.
He's coming down on Main 2.
He's on this
He's
track.
on this track here.
The seed for NEAR Zine was planted in the late summer of 1997. I had just started back to my second year studying photography at the University of Louisville, and our first assignment in Photo 2 was night portraits. One night, I coaxed my buddy Jason into going with me down to the new rail yard that had just been built in our town so I could make some portraits of him. As we drove closer, the scene began to feel otherworldly. The bright lights of the yard hanging high in the air, with the pitch-black sky as the background. We parked on the side of the road and began to walk towards the yard. As we got closer, it looked like prehistoric beasts moving caged animals around. All of the sights and all of the sounds from that night left me with a potent curiosity into a world that I'd never really thought of before. Jason and I worked at a barbecue place in Shelbyville, a small town about 20 minutes east of Louisville, and one night as we were leaving work, I heard the distant call of a train coming into town, and it stopped me in my tracks as I thought back to that night that Jason and I had gone exploring in that otherworldly place. I love to make movies just as much as pictures, and so I had my dad's old VHS camera alongside my Nikon FG in my truck all the time. I left Jason standing there, raced down to the overpass by the elementary school, just in time to catch the locomotives as they rumbled underfoot. And heading down to the tracks would become my new after-work routine. My usual spot to watch trains was on an old platform by the maintenance of way shack on the east end of town. One night, as I waited patiently in my truck by the platform, I heard a train approaching. As I scrambled to get out of my truck to get the shot set up, I almost didn't notice a shadowy figure standing just outside of the shack. I acted like I didn't see him, jumped down to the ballast, put my camera between the rails, and then hopped back up on the platform.
"What the heck are you doing?"
asked the shadowy figure.
Oh, I'm a photo major.
I said, pointing to the camera around my neck. Being a photo major had become my usual line when somebody asked me what I was doing down by the tracks. He took a few steps closer to see what I had done. Then we both watched in amazement as the train rolled right over my dad's old video camera.
"Hey, I'm Joe, by the way."
Hey, I'm Alex.
There's another one behind this one.
Once the train had passed, we took turns watching the video in the eyepiece of the camera, and I queued up the tape for the next train.
"Hey, come in here."
He pulled out a key and unlocked the door to the small maintenance shack called East Shelbyville. Inside East Shelbyville were some picnic tables and a computer terminal. He sat down, started typing around on the keyboard, and then he said,
"I knew it. That was the class unit of the NS-9s.
Oh, cool.
I replied, wondering what the heck a class unit and a -9 were. Joe continued to talk about all sorts of railroad stuff that I knew nothing about, but I nodded along as if I did. And that would be the night that changed everything. From NEAR Zine and Notch 8 Media, this is Epilogue. All good things come to an end.